This is a look of Oklahoma running a bit of a pop out of their three-back set, and I thought it was a really good look. And what they end up doing is he's running a shoot right here to the flats, and it takes a linebacker, possibly even the safety right there. He's coming across, and he ends up going to the seam. This running back's faking inside zone. The line's faking inside zone. They're not actually running inside zone because they don't really get downfield, but they're faking inside zone, and he's coming right here backside to help block. But we'll play it real quick. You can see again, he's running that shoot. You can see this defender, he's not trying to get out leverage right there. He's stepping up, looking like he's about to have to take that on for a possible kick for the inside zone. But then he slips him. And of course, these backers, you can see it, they step straight up, of course, thinking that it's inside zone based off of just, the downhill run that Oklahoma usually does with their GT in their inside zone. But right there, you can really see guy coming across, he's going to fake it, and he slips right past him, vertical into that space. Nice, easy throw and catch. He's not real deep. He catches it probably 6 yards behind the line, or past the line of scrimmage, 6-7 yards. Now he's one with the safety. Big play right there, slowing down the backers, especially that are getting downhill on that run game that Oklahoma's so good at this year. Just a nice, easy pop right there for a first down. I have this play on here from Oklahoma because it's just a little bit of RPO. They have a fade right here. It looks like Jalen Hurts is reading this safety, walk down safety, possibly backer right here. And what they're really running inside zone this way. He's coming and he's blocking the backside in. He's faking across in. He's leading for the quarterback if it's a run. But right here you can see we'll play it. Once Jalen Hurts gets the ball, you can see his eyes go right there. It's not really much of a fake. He's just stepping back, reading the safety. And as we continue to play it, you can see that safety is feathering off, making it 2-on-1 right there with CeeDee Lamb as opposed to a 1-on-1. So he ends up pulling it down, taking off. Yeah, not a huge gain, but right there you can see how they're trying to get their numbers in the box right for goal line runs, and they're able to get up onto that safety as well. But you can see not a huge play, but right there their numbers got right. If that safety would have rolled down, would have had 1-on-1 right there with CeeDee Lamb, would have tried to have taken it for a big play, but right there he ends up pulling it down and taking off. One thing that Baylor did, and they did a good job of changing up what they're doing all game, is they would scrape exchange. Right here, Oklahoma's running inside zone away from their trips. This defensive end squeezes, knowing that this linebacker is going to stay outside for the quarterback. He squeezes, takes the running back, so the quarterback pulls it, and they feel like this linebacker is going to have a better angle to get to that quarterback than he's going to be able to get blocked. So right there, they do that, and we'll continue to play it. You can see here's the guy. He's working that outside leverage. He knows that guy is responsible for him. But he knows that we're getting a quarterback pull because we're getting a scrape exchange. And so right there, the quarterback pulls it, and there's a defender standing right there. And, of course, there are things you can do to help counteract this, and they do it later in the game, maybe split zone where they block that defensive end, and now this backer is kind of working out. Now there's a bigger gash right there in the middle. But right here, they catch them, and they get it because they don't block the backside in, but they get a squeeze, and they know that they're going to have a scrape guy over the top right there to take care of the quarterback. All right, here's a look of Oklahoma and Baylor, how Baylor's scrape exchange kind of cost them what Oklahoma's running right here. They're in a two-back set, and they have the back coming right here, and he's cutting this end. And as you play it, you can see how hard he's chasing right there. He's supposed to get the running back and make this a quarterback pull. But right there, there's really not a read because he knows that he's going to block the backside in. So right there, he takes care of that. And the thing that they're wanting to do is they're wanting to have him, of course, on the back, and they're wanting to have this linebacker come up and then scrape over the top right here and have the quarterback. And as you play it, you can see that linebacker hops outside of this block. And with him taken care of right there, now there's nobody in this gap right there for a big gash for Oklahoma, which a lot of times you see all this and you're thinking, man, where are those backers? Where are they going? And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to scrape exchange, have that end, take it, and make it be a quarterback pull. But right there, you take care of that end. Just like load option back in the day, they take care of the end, almost reading the linebacker, and now that running back's running in space, and it looks like there's no linebackers around. So big play right there, and a good adjustment there by Oklahoma. And of course, Baylor didn't run that the entire time, or they would just continue to do it. But they did a good job of changing up what they were doing with their defensive ends. But right there, big play for Oklahoma. Here's another look of Oklahoma running their inside zone. And they're doing their scrape exchange, and right there you've got the end coming down, taking the running back inside zone or mid zone that direction, and this backer coming over the top right here. But as we play it, you'll see exactly what they do. They inside zone it. He's coming backside. He ends up cutting this defensive end. And as you can see, this linebacker right here, he's working outside for the quarterback pull. and that's really why there's such a big gash right here. You can see that area is vacated where that backer should be squeezing down, and he should be sitting outside, possibly for the quarterback. But that's part of their game plan for this game. They want to squeeze and scrape that and try to make the quarterback pull it, and they feel like they had leverage to tackle the quarterback. This time it backfired on them and ended up being a big gash right there for Oklahoma to get a big gain. Here's a really good angle of Baylor running their zone base and their bang 8 or bang post right here from the single. And so if you're talking about zone base, probably basing right there, possibly doubling the backside base. He's going to work that guy. It's just ISO is what it really is. And here's the quarterback. He's going to read this safety. He sees a rotation right here, knowing that this corner is going to have to play off, or he's going to have to play outside leverage. And he comes off right there, gets a good stick, gets into that window, and nice easy completion. But we'll play it real quick, and you can see. All right, so the quarterback catches it, and you can see his eyes go straight to that safety. Sees that he's rolling away. With him rolling away, he knows that he's got one-on-one over here with that corner. Corner actually turns his back to the receiver, so the receiver's already in his blind spot, which right there is going to be a good chance for a win just because the DB cannot see him whenever he cuts. All right, and then right there you can see about the time that number 11 right there, he gets his eyes around to the receiver, he cuts back across, and now he's got to flip his hips. He even outfield turns that, trying to get back in on the play, but by then he's already beat in that. You can see that bang 8 in that giant seam for the one high, and quarterback puts it on right there for a big play. I just thought this was a really good look for something that we see a lot of. A lot of teams run this. Clemson runs it a ton. Baylor's ran it a lot in previous years, but right there, really good look. Gets to his blind spot, cuts back across. Quarterback puts it on him right there for a nice completion for a first down in the big game. Here's a big play for Baylor. They're actually in 2x2. They're running smash routes out here on this side, on both sides, really, out of 2x2. And this running back, he's running right down the middle of the field. You can see right there, they've got their middle linebacker that's supposed to drop to the middle if there's somebody that's threatening that. But we'll play it real quick, and you can see exactly where they're looking. Quarterback's eyes go right down the middle of the field. He sees the safeties are staying wide. He knows that he's got his running back one-on-one with the middle linebacker, which is going to be awesome. Maybe even have a read right there. If he gets way over the top, maybe you can curl it up. If he stays low, definitely going to go over the top. But right here, you can continue to play it and see his eyes stay down the middle of the field. He knows where he's going. There's a lot of space right there, and he fits it in over the top, in between the safeties, right there for a big play right for Baylor. And I think this was a pretty crucial situation right here. You can see the running back. He releases outside the tackles to avoid all this twist and all this junk. So he avoids outside, and he's getting vertical right there. Quarterback has the option possibly to throw him over. The way we always talk about it is we definitely want a running back to be on the short side of the field if at all possible. So say you're on the hash, you want your running back on that side so that he could throw him over to that side, as opposed to if he was on this side and he's running a vertical here, you're throwing him to that hash, and he's pretty close to that backside safety. But right there, outside release, getting vertical, creating a big play right there for Baylor in the Big 12 championship game. Here's the first time that Oklahoma runs their GT out of this formation. They actually run with a quarterback. They run CeeDee Lamb across right there, trying to get somebody to widen. Everybody down blocks right here. He's first down on the backside, pulling the kick, pulling the lead right there, and this running back's coming off the edge. Quarterback's faking it, and then they're getting Jalen Hurts going downhill right there. And you can see as we play it kind of what happens. With that, whenever CeeDee Lamb comes across, you can see this guy widens, this guy widens. Now they've got free release all the way backside, and if they can take care of these down blocks, he'll a little bit too much right here with the center. He's getting backside. He actually knocks off the guard and the backside tackle and makes them run a big hump. And Jalen Hurts has to slow down and let those guys get there to begin with. But right there, you're getting a lot of big guys to the point of attack with a little bit of motion and everything. Maybe you can widen those guys out, and I think that's what they were hoping to do. And you can see that guard pulling in there, trying to find somebody. But not just a huge play, but right there getting a lot of guys to the point of attack. And you can see just that little bit of motion just slows guys down just a little bit. And now you got Jalen Hurts in the guard and tackle running at full speed downhill. This is the same formation, same action that they ran previously in the goal line red zone area. And what they do is they bring CeeDee Lamb in this area, and they actually wheel him down the sideline. This tailback, he goes right there to the seam, and he ends up taking that corner. These guys down block or blocking their inside gap. He actually pulls to take that outside gap, and he gap hinges right there. Quarterback slides just a little bit. He looks one on this seam to possibly pop it, and then he knows that he's got that guy at that corner plays right there. Just a good action off of that run that they just ran. But right here, we'll play it right there, faking it. You can see as soon as that ball snaps, he's coming right here to the seam. Everybody is basically sliding that way. This guard's coming. He's got this outside gap. We'll play. You can see this corner. He sees that running back about to go vertical, so he ends up chasing and trying to bump. Now you got CeeDee Lamb right here down the sideline for an easy completion. Just a little pop and a little action off of something that they had ran pretty recently. But right there, they took advantage of it and were able to get a nice, easy completion for a big play right there. Here's the last time that Oklahoma runs this GT counter with a quarterback out of this personnel. They end up bringing that fly motion again. Down blocking, they're pulling, kicking, and leading. But right here, we'll play it real quick and you can see exactly what takes place. Snaps it, fakes the jet sweep just a little bit. Got to have him leading, everybody else is down blocking, creating a wall. There's the guard, there's the tackle wrapping around to get some big bodies over there. Good block right there by the running back. Getting those bodies around. Jalen Hurts, playing with momentum, getting downhill, trying to fall forward. Gets 3 or 4 yards right there on the goal line. Not just a huge play, but right there you could see that they had set this up. They ran it a couple times, and they also had ran the action off of it where they threw it to the jet guy. So one of those plays that they kind of schemed up, and they were wanting to have use a little bit this game, especially in the red zone. Here's a good look of Oklahoma run their mesh in the Big 12 championship game. They actually motioned CeeDee Lamb in. He ends up being that hunt route towards the middle. Actually, yep, there's the mesh right there and right there. He's running over the top. He's check swinging, and you can see exactly what they're looking for. They motion that guy in. Right there, you can see Jalen Hurts' eyes start down the middle of the field. He knows that he's basically eyeballing these linebackers right here. Are they staying low or are they getting back for this route? He's getting knocked off a little bit, but with this much time, like they have right here, to only rushing 3, they know that they have a lot of time that they can work. Right here, this receiver coming across, again, he's behind the line of scrimmage, so he's not worried about his depth. He looks and he sees that there's nobody over here. Now he's trying to work there, but he knows that it's basically open space, so he's going to keep rolling. This receiver, he's running that direction. He sees all these guys around here, so he knows he's going to kind of curl up about the time he gets to the tackle box or something, if he can find space, and you can continue to play that. You see Jalen Hurts' eyes stood on the middle of the field. He sees all these guys down low, so he knows that second level route, that hunt route, is going to be right there in behind, and they're working windows. And with that much time, you got a lot of time to find space, and that's what they do right there. Getting a completion right there to CeeDee Lamb with the mesh, getting down into the red zone.